Hello students, let us start our new session of chapter number 9, Ray Optics and Optical Instrument, by the topic Some Natural Phenomena Due to Sunlight. Here the light present around us, it gives the several beautiful phenomena, that the color that we see around us all the time it possible due to sunlight only. If the blue of the sky, white clouds, red hue at sunrise and sunset, the rainbow, which gives you the different colors, pearls, shells, and wings of birds, are just a few of natural wonders are used to it. We describe some of them by the point of physics. Let us understand the natural phenomena rainbow. As rainbow is the best example of dispersion of sunlight by the water drop in the atmosphere. It combines the effect of dispersion, refraction, and reflection of sunlight by the spherical water droplets of rain. The condition observing a rainbow are that the sun should be shining in one part of the sky while it is raining in the opposite part of the sky. For example, the sun is near the western horizon and the raining is available in the eastern horizon. So this observer can see the rainbow when are back towards the sun. So the direction in which the raining is there, in that particular direction, if we keep our face, then the rainbow can be visible. Here, let us understand how the rainbow is generated. As the sunlight is first refracted as it enters in the raindrop. Here, the material, here the medium is going to be changed. Initially, it was air. Then while it is entered in raindrop, the material will change of the light. Then the refraction is possible. Refracted wave entered in the raindrop. Now it generates a different wavelength of white color or white light which is coming from the sunlight. So water drop, raindrop, which gives the effect like a prism, it will convert a single white beam of sunlight into the different wavelength colors. As you can see from the diagram, the longer wavelength, that is the red color, have which bend least, and violet has the shorter wavelength which bend most. So in the diagram, the water drop is defined, in which as the violet color having a shorter wavelength which bend most, and a red color having the highest wavelength, it bend least. So based on that, a refracted angle will generate. This component strike the inner surface of water drop by refraction, and it will get internally reflection. So as the starting surface, the spherical surface of the water drop from which refraction is there. Now as the by the internal reflection in the water drop, its angle between the refracted ray is normal to the drop surface. Now is greater than the critical angle. So the internal reflection is possible. That reflected light is now refracted again and it come out from the drop as shown in the figure. Sunlight enters into the drop. So at the surface, refraction is there. Now due to the internal reflection from the other surface of the drop, rays are coming out and refraction is possible. So the violet light emerges at the angle of 40 related to the incoming sunlight, and a red light emerges at the angle of 42. So that is the first and the last color, that is the highest and lowest wavelength we are talking about. So remaining all the colors are lying between these two values. As you can see from the second diagram B, which explain the formation of rainbow. The red light from the drop 1 and violet from the drop 2 visible to our eye. That based on the different angle of refraction. So violet color from the drop 1 and the red light from drop 2 are directed at level above or below the observer, and based on that, observer can see the rainbow with red color on the top and the violet color at the bottom, as a different angle of refraction is there, which light color having a higher refraction angle 42, as you can see in the diagram, and violet color having a refractive angle emergence angle 40. So the red color by the higher angle it shows at upper level, and the violet color we can see at the bottom level, at the below level. So thus observer can see the rainbow. The primary rainbow is the result of 3 steps: refraction, reflection, that is internal reflection, total internal reflection, and again back refraction, that coming out from water drop to air. So light undergoes 2 internal reflection inside a water drop instead of the 1 as in the primary rainbow. Then secondary rainbow can be formed, as we can see from the diagram, that if the straight sunlight is falling from in the water drop, then 2 times internal reflection is possible. Then 2 rainbow can be possible. That secondary rainbow can be formed by that different refraction of light. That is due to the 4-step process. The intensity of the light reduces as the second reflection is available in the secondary rainbow than the primary rainbow. So the order of color is reversed, as we can see in the diagram. See, if 2 times internal reflection is there, then 4 steps will follow: refraction, total internal reflection, another time total internal reflection, and refraction. And then the light intensity will be reduced and the order of color get reversed. Initially, that is red color we can see first, and last color would be the violet. But if the 4th step will be followed, then the violet color we can see first and the red color will be the last. So this is how the rainbow will appear. This is a natural phenomena of dispersion of light. Now, let us understand the optical instrument. There is a number of optical devices and instruments are designed by utilizing reflecting and refracting properties of mirrors, lenses, and prisms. Periscope, kaleidoscope, binocular, telescope, microscope, these are the examples of optical devices and instruments that are in common use. Our eye is one of the most important optical device naturally we are having. So let us start with the eye, and then we will describe the working of microscope and telescope. As you can see in the diagram A shows the eye diagram. Light is entered from the eye through the curved front surface that is known as the cornea. It is written in the diagram. Now it is passing through the pupil, that is the center hall of the iris. The size of the pupil can change under the control of muscles. This light further focused by the eye lens onto the retina. And the retina is the film of nerve fiber covering the curved back surface of the eye. The retina contains rods and cones which sense the light intensity, color, and transmit this electric signal to the brain via optic nerves, which is finally processes the information. This shape, the curvature shape, and the focal length of the lens can be modified by ciliary muscles. For example, when the muscle is relaxed, then focal length is about 2.5 centimeter, and object at infinity are in sharp focus onto the retina. But when object brought closer to the eye, in order to maintain the same image lens distance, that is around 2.5 centimeter, and focal length of the eye lens becomes shorter by the ciliary muscles. This property of eye is known as accommodation. It accommodates to observe the object while it is at the infinity distance or closer to the eye, because we want to see both the object. So by changing this focal length, we can change the object whether it is available near to the eye or at some distance. So this is this property of the eye known as accommodation. If the object is too close to the eye, then lens cannot curve enough to focus the image, that image present onto the retina. Then image gets blurred. We can get a blurred image. So this closest distance for which the lens can focus light onto the retina is called the least distance of distinct vision, or the near point. So the standard value for normal vision is taken as a 25 centimeter. The distance, this distance increases with age because of decreasing the effectiveness of ciliary muscle and loss of flexibility of the lens. The near point may be as close as about 7 to 8 centimeter in a child 10 years of age. It may increase up to 200 centimeter at 60 years of age, and that's why we can say as the age is increases, the visibility is reduces based on this focal length variation. So if the elderly person tries to read a book at about 25 centimeter from the eye, then image appears blurred. This condition, this defect of the eye is known as presbyopia. It is corrected by using a covering lens for reading. Our eye, the organ that have the capability to interpret incoming electromagnetic wave as image through a complex process. Our eye may develop some defects due to various reasons. We shall restrict our discussion over here for the optical defects of eye. For example, the light from the distinct object arrive at the eye lens that may be converged at a point in front of retina. This type of defect is known as nearsightedness or myopia. Means the eye is producing too much convergence in the incident beam. To compensate this, we interpose a concave lens between the eye and object with the diverging effect desired to get image focused onto the retina. And if eye lens focuses the incoming light at a point behind the retina, then convergent lens is needed to be compensated for the defect in vision. So this defect is called farsightedness or hypermetropia. This both the defects you can observe in the diagram over here, in the diagram B and C. Because as due to the defect, the image won't be get proper and it will get blurred. So here we need to get a lens to focus this particular image based on the farsightedness or nearsightedness. That is hypermetropia or myopia. So another common defect of vision is called astigmatism. This occurs when the cornea is not spherical in shape. For example, the cornea could have a larger curvature in the vertical plane than in the horizontal plane. If the person with such a defect in eye lens look at a wire mesh or a grid of lines, focusing in either a vertical or the horizontal plane may not be as sharp as in the other plane. Then astigmatism results in lines in one direction being well focused, while those in a perpendicular direction may appear distorted. That is also can be defined from the diagram D. So for this astigmatism can be corrected by using a cylindrical lens of desired radius of curvature with appropriately directed axis. This defect can occur along with myopia or hypermetropia. Let us go through the example for this. What focal length should the reading spectacles have for a person for whom the least distance of distinct vision is 50 centimeter? Here the normal vision should be at 25 centimeter. So if it look back at u equal to minus 25 centimeter, then image should be formed with minus 50 centimeter. So the desired focal length, the equation we have 1 upon v minus 1 upon u equal to 1 by f. So 1 by f equal to 1 upon minus 50, the desired image formed, minus 1 upon minus 25 equal to 150. So f should be plus 50 centimeter with the convex lens. Positive is there, it means here the spectacle should be with the convex lens. It is available by the focal length 50 centimeter. So that can converge and can focus at one point. Let us go through the another example. The far point of a myopic person is 80 centimeter in front of the eye. What is the power of the lens required to enable him to see very distinct objects clearly? So as we have seen in the previous example, the equation we have defined, the focal length is required minus 80 centimeter. So for that focal length we can derive, so power is P equals to 1 upon F. So that power we can get minus 125 diopters. So that power of the lens is required to enable him at very distinct objects clearly. Second, in what way does the corrective lens help the above person? Does the lens magnify very distinct objects? Then no. The concave lens reduces the concave lens if we are using, then it reduces the size of optic by the divergence, but the angle subtended by the distinct object at the eye is the same as the angle subjected by the image at far point at the eye. So the eye is able to see the distinct objects not because of the corrective lens magnification, but because of it brings the object at far point of the eye, then can be focused by the eye lens on the retina. Third question, the above person prefers to remove his spectacles while reading a book. Why? Because the myopic person have a normal near point of 25 centimeter. So, to read a book with spectacles, person must keep the book at the distance greater than 25 centimeter. So the image of the book by the concave lens produced not clear than 25. So the angular size of the book at the greater distance is less than the angular size when the book is placed at 25. So no spectacles are needed while they use the concave lens. So person prefer to remove the spectacles while reading. Next example. The near point of a hypermetropic person is 75 centimeter from the eye. What is the power of the lens required to enable the person to read clearly a book held at 25 centimeter from the eye? Then U is minus 25 centimeter. The person eyes, that is V equals to minus 75 centimeter. So focal length 1 upon F equal to 1 upon U minus 1 upon V. So focal length, by placing that value, we are having 37.5 centimeter. So the corrective lens is required by the power of lens. That focal length we are having 37.5. So power length is P equals to 1 upon F. So that is equal to 2.67 diopter. So power of the lens is 2.67 diopter. Now next question, in what way does the corrective lens help the above person? Does the lens magnify objects held near the eye? The corrective lens produces a virtual image at 75 centimeter of an object at 25 centimeter. So the angular size of this image is same as the object. In that sense, the lens does not magnify the object, but it brings the object near to the point of the hypermetric eye, then gets focused onto the retina. So angular size is greater than that of the same object at near 0.75 centimeter that can be viewed without spectacles. Third, the above person prefers to remove spectacles while looking at the sky. A hypermetropic eye, they have the normal far point view, so that is enough to cover the power of focus parallel rays from infinity onto the retina. So wearing spectacles of converging lenses, that is convex lenses, will amount to more converging power than needed for the parallel. So person prefer not to wear spectacles for far objects. Here we are going to end this session. Hope you understood. Thank you.